Hello, my little Jimbos, Jimbobs, and Jimbobinas. How are you? I am doing fine. And I have been gone for such a long time. I wish I had a good excuse. I don't really got a good excuse. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll just jump into it. Where have I been? Girl, everywhere. Let me stop lying. Not everywhere. I've been lost on the path of life. I don't even know where to start, really. So I'm just gonna ramble, and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna have going on in the background. Whatever the fuck I got going on in the background is what's gonna be going on. I love y'all to pieces. Whatever I got going on, that's what you're finna get. Sorry. This is kind of impromptu. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. So I am a full-time college student and I work part-time. So when I say, yeah, I've been just lost on a path of life, I really mean that. Like, life for me in these last few months since I uploaded, oh my goodness. When have I last uploaded? I just went back and checked. Apparently it was like December 11th of last year. And it wasn't even a real video per se. It was like a super short animatic I made when I was kind of like getting back into touch starved. And if I remember, I'm gonna come back to that touch starved. But yeah. Like, oh gosh, what month is this? Well, the month in which I'm recording this video, it's in the month of April. How many months is that? December, January, February, March. Okay, so I mean, what, like 4-ish months? It's been like 4-ish months. Not really good, but I don't think it's the worst. Well, anyway, really at this point of the semester, at this point of the year, for people who are also college students or like has been a college student, you already know what time it is. Like May, like April, May, that's like nearing the end of your spring semester, and that's when like everything is all due at once. And I am currently sitting my big beautiful black ass on top of like the 3 to 4, maybe even 5, I think like 4 big kind of like projects that I need to do to wrap up this semester. I have like one creative essay that has to be like 9+ pages that I still haven't started. Well, that's a lie. I kind of started it, but I'm struggling so bad to really get the creative juices flowing to figure out how to write that. And I don't know what it is with me as like an English / creative writing student. I don't know what it is with me, but it's always like during the semester, right? I have an assignment where I gotta make a creative piece, whether that's fiction or creative nonfiction. I seem to always do really good writing pieces when it's like during the semester, but as soon as I get to the end of the semester and it's like, okay, Latrina, you gotta come up with like one big final piece, every single time I always end up bombing it, or it just is not as good as all the others. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe it's like some kind of like performance anxiety that like sneaks up on me and I don't even realize it. Or I could be overthinking. I don't know what it is. Somebody in the comments, if you've kind of like been there and you've eventually figured out what it is, like, please let me know, because that could possibly apply to my situation and I might not even like realize or recognize it. But anyway, I have a creative essay that I need to finish writing, revise, etc. Okay, I have to make a whole website portfolio, plus make a miniature video game in Scratch for an ENC class I'm taking for whatever fucking let me stop. I mean, the class is okay. It's okay. You know, you would think that a class that's about like developing interactive media, you would think that that'd be at least kind of interesting. But in my opinion, it was like really uninteresting because like we did not actually get around to making any media that was meant to be interactive until like literally like a week ago. And it is due as my final project for that class, and I'm not happy or excited about it. But anyway, what is it that I gotta do? Okay, like I said, I have to make a miniature game in Scratch, which at least that is kind of done. I just gotta revise it and like make it like not the most boring visual novel you would ever play in your fucking life. Okay, so I gotta do that, and then I gotta make a website portfolio for it, which I'm just not happy about that. Professors love to do the most, especially when you're a grad student, and especially when it's like the end of the semester. That's when, they just love to do the most. And then finally, I have another essay. This is a traditional essay though that I need to write for my third class of this semester. This class, oh my gosh, this is probably the most boring ass class I ever took in my fucking life. I'm not gonna lie. I these days I don't often thoroughly enjoy the classes that I take, but like I digress. But this class was probably the most uninteresting to me because okay, so this class is about like this, I believe, 18th century author from England. What is his name? His name is Tristram. No, that is not his fucking name. His name is Lawrence Sterne, and he wrote Tristram Shandy. And this class is literally called The Absurdity of, what is it? It's either The Absurdity of Lawrence Sterne or The Absurdity of Tristram Shandy. I'm so sorry for Andy. I'm sorry for any Tristram Shandy. Saying that name fucking pisses me off so bad. I'm sorry for any of the Tristram Shandy. There we go. Jimbos and Jimbos and Jimbobinas out there. More power to you. If you're like, girl, Lawrence Sterne is my fucking thing. Lawrence Sterne is my shit. More power to you if that is the case. He is not my cup of tea. That man is not my cup of tea at all. I was not fucking with the Shandian world that I had to be immersed in for the entire semester. Oh my gosh. Ooh. So I have to write a traditional essay that's like what, 9-10 plus pages? I think 10 plus pages. And I mean, on the bright side, at least I got to kind of choose to just pick more or less anything in all of the book of Tristram Shandy to write about. And so somehow I need to crank out a 10 plus traditional essay with like 6 plus scholarly sources about the concept of fortune and the portrayal of fortune as a feminine entity in the world of Tristram Shandy. I chose to write about that though, so you know, it is what it is. I sound so academic when I say that. I'm writing a paper about the concept of fortune and its feminine portrayal in the universe of Tristram Shandy. Guys, sounds so academic. I sound so academic. Anyway, pretty much that's what my life has been just these last few months, just kind of going through the day-to-day of like being a full-time student and then working part-time at a shitty job that I fucking hate. But like, who doesn't hate their shitty part-time job as a college student? Who doesn't? And so yeah, and in between that, as far as my personal creative projects go, which is basically part of what's just kind of been keeping me away from even attempting to YouTube, I guess. Honestly, I've been working on a few creative writing projects. One right now that I'm working on and also struggling with, and therefore sitting my ass on, is oh gosh, what is it? I really need to write this because as of the day of recording, I have like 4 days until the deadline. I paid to submit to a magazine. And in paying, they gave me a prompt. So my prompt was Banshee. And okay, so here's the thing. Here's my thing as a creative writer. Because of the nature of this like platform and then, you know, my channel, no one would ever really like know, I think, that I'm like a creative writer. You would likely never really get a chance to see my writing because I have not self-published, and unfortunately I have not been traditionally published, and literally the only published writing I have is fan fiction from like over a year ago that no, you will not ever get the fucking chance to read. Like, I will never let you see my fucking fan fiction, bitch. Stay far the fuck away from my fan fiction. I will never show you. You're never going to see it. Never. I'm not showing you that shit. I'm going to lock and bury that shit far the fuck away from all eyes that could perceive it. Don't perceive it. Do not perceive. But anyway, so my prompt is Banshee, and the kind of writer that I am for about over a year, so I was like 2 years now, I have been focusing on creating stories, and I decided to cut myself some slack and start trying to write short fiction, because what I have found in the past is that I tend to gravitate. Sorry if some of these sounds, I just thought of it. Sorry if some of the sounds that I'm like that I don't know, that come out of my mouth just sound super sharp and like horrible. My mouth is so close to the speakers of my iPhone right now because I don't have a proper mic. So sorry, please bear with me. Small YouTuber type shit. Let me stop there. Small YouTubers were just so much more professional than me. Sorry, hobbyist YouTuber type shit. Anyway, because I know that there are hobbyists better than me too. Anyway, you judgmental bitch. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, I know you're just like, Latrina, are you fucking drunk? I'm not. Anyway, I have been focusing on telling stories, short stories that essentially reimagine folk tales and myths. Some of my best creative pieces that I've like shared with classes and in general workshops have been reiterations of folk tales, and I prefer to write folk tales or reiterate folk tales, reinterpret, and in other cases reinvent folk tales and myths that come from my culture. So if I haven't ever explicitly said it on the channel thus far, so I am ethnically, culturally an African American woman, and I tend to enjoy reinventing and reimagining African American folktales because I'm like, you know, I think most Americans don't really know anything about African American folktales, and to be fair, a lot of African Americans don't know any African American folktales, at least the people that I am around. And so I'm like, this is a space that needs to be filled. Like, this is something that I can do. This is what I can offer as a writer. So a lot of my stories have focused on that for like the last 2 years. So these days I do consider myself some kind of folklore writer, some kind of, I don't know, mythology writers. I don't know, whatever the fuck you'd want to call that, right? I enjoy this Banshee prompt because I'm like, okay, Banshee, that's Irish, as far as I know, at least that's Irish. And it kind of worked out because I happened to have gone to Barnes and Noble like quite some time ago, but when I went, I had gotten me a bunch of books on mythology, folk tales, etc. I got a book on African folk tales, and then another one on African horror folk tales. But I also happened to pick up a book of Irish folk tales. I can't remember the whole title. I don't know. I'll probably include it somewhere if I'll include it somewhere. But I have a book, a small book. It's so cute. It's this cute little almost like clutch sized book that is probably about as thick as a small clutch as well. And of course it's Irish, so it's green. It's green. It's this nice like mossy green kind of color, and the cover is made of this like soft felt kind of material. And the lettering on the cover is this shiny gold. It's so beautiful to look. It just looks enchanting. It looks enchanting. And so anyway, I'm like, cool. So this is an opportunity, I think, for me as a folklore writer to step out of my comfort zone, to not focus on only the tales of my culture, but to at least attempt to encapsulate the voice of I don't know how I would even put it into words. Encapsulate the energy and I don't know, just the voice of an Irish tale. This is an opportunity to step outside of my box and just try to get to know other cultures out there. And so I call myself trying to dive into this endeavor with that kind of mindset, but honestly, it's been really difficult to do. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that like this kind of story is the main entity that this short story is based around, the banshee. It is a creature that I think is just so, as far as I'm aware, just kind of non-existent in the world of African American mythology. Like, I'm thinking in my head of entities that are kind of like the banshee, and I'm like, I mean, I can probably think of like one, I think. Like, I'm not, if I had to compare the banshee to anything specific in African American folklore or mythology, I guess I would like to kind of compare it to like, I kind of want to compare it to like a plaid-eye, kind of. But honestly, it's kind of better to interpret it as like a haint. But I don't know. What is the point of saying this? I think the point is just to say that one creative project I'm working on, to reiterate, is a short story that I want to be a reimagining or reinvention or reinterpretation, or maybe just modern interpretation of the banshee, or maybe just a modern story that incorporates a traditional understanding of the banshee. Actually, I think that better explains what I've been attempting to do with this short story. What I'm trying to do with this short story is I want to write a modern story about an Irish American girl who mysteriously dies, and I would like a banshee to be present and kind of like at the heart of that story. Problem is, I have envisioned how I wanted it to end, and I kind of sort of figured out how I wanted it to start. You know, it's a folk tale, and it's kind of it's a folk tale, and I would argue at least that it's kind of more like a fairy tale than a fable, because from my understanding, fables are about teaching moral lessons. From what I've read in my little book of Irish folk tales and shit, the banshee doesn't necessarily seem to be a means of teaching a moral lesson. Not from what I picked up, at least. It seems to be more about teaching cultural lessons. And to my understanding, fables teach moral lessons and ethical and lessons on ethics, and fairy tales teach and reiterate culture. So I interpret it as like a fairy tale, and that might also be what's making it kind of difficult for me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of struggling with this story. I know what I want to do. I just cannot figure out how to execute it, but 'tis the life of a writer, I guess. Yes, this video is already 20 minutes long, or at least the recording is. So let me try and like get to the point. So apart from my little Irish American tale, another creative project that I'm working on, that is unrelated to that ENC class I mentioned is, okay, so I'm working on a visual novel. Oh my gosh, there's so much to say about that visual novel, but I'm gonna just leave that for another time because this could get long and I don't want to just keep going. But I'm working on a visual novel as well. I have gotten very little art done, so there should likely be some videos in the future of me working on the art for that game, because like there's so much art that I need to do still for it. But basically, short version of what I will probably elaborate on in another video maybe. But this visual novel was originally supposed to be made for like the Smoochie game jam. Don't judge me, the title is crazy, but originally it was supposed to be for a Smoochie game jam, anyway, a Valentine's based game jam, obviously back in February. And what's fucking crazy is I remember starting to work on that game like a week early before the jam officially started. And bitch, I still ain't finished at all. Like, I'm not nowhere near done with that shit. Like, it is nowhere near done at all. Like, at all. I think like literally out of 100%, I would say the game is like 6% done. Like, girl, when I say I have not done shit, I have not done shit on that game. Okay, well, I've done some things. Like right now, what I'm working on with that game is I'm still like writing out the story. I'm writing it out in a doc, and I guess what I'm planning to do is like eventually translate what will be thousands of words, okay, from my doc, my Word doc, or Google Doc more like it, to probably a JSON file, and then put it through Godot. A bunch of bullshit. I don't know. I'll probably make a video where I'm just talking and doing that. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm working on that. I obviously have not touched it because of all the other more important projects that I mentioned, but I'm still working on that. And then I am also trying so hard to get into Blender. I'm trying. I want to get into Blender so bad. I don't think anybody even knows how badly I want to be like making 3D animations, like for my channel, for social media, just for my entertainment. How badly I want to be able to make 3D art that actually looks good. But it's so frustrating when it's like, you know what you want to make, right? But it's like you just do not have the skill to get there, and it's so frustrating. But that's exactly what I feel like. I feel like I know what I want to do, but I also know that I just genuinely don't have the skill to get there. It's so frustrating. It's like having your it's like, for me, it's like having a Red Bull locked up behind behind a fucking counter, or having the Red Bull all the way on the highest shelf, knowing good and damn well that I may not be short, but I am not that fucking tall, and can't nobody reach that shit. why you got it all the way up there type shit. You know, like, just imagine your favorite drink or food just being locked up with a key and shit for some reason in Walmart, and you're going to every employee like, can you open this, can you open this, can you open this, and they're all just looking at you like you're stupid for asking them to open up a case for you. That was really specific, but like, hopefully you get what I'm talking about. I feel like there are other projects I'm working on, but because this video is not scripted, I really cannot remember. So I'm just gonna like leave it there and just keep going. Oh my goodness. So we've covered where I have been, and we've covered what I've been up to and my projects. So now I'm gonna just ramble for like just a little bit, because at this point I just want to kind of tell you just some random shit that's been going on in my mind, in my heart, and in my life. Okay, so you know, some time ago I just kept seeing so many edits of the, I'm going to butcher this, bear with me, the Apothecary Diaries. I think I said it right. Apothecary Diaries. I tried to get into it. I couldn't get into it. I feel irritated because like everyone is just enjoying the fuck out of it, and I'm like, I couldn't even finish episode 1. Like, this shit was not interesting to me, but I want to like it because everybody else likes it. And that's how I felt when I tried to get into Sakamoto Days. Like, I've had coworkers and peers be all like, "Oh, Latrina, you need to go watch. You need to watch Sakamoto Days. Like, oh, you gotta watch it. Like, oh, you gotta. That shit is so fire. You gotta watch it." I tried to watch it. That shit was so boring. I did not like it. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I saw a clip on TikTok. I think it was episode 11. They had this fine ass black man up in there. I'm like, okay, you know, he's fine as hell. But Sakamoto was fine when he was young too. And I ain't stick around and watch for him. I'm not finna watch just for that one random ass dude. I'm not doing that. And I ain't did it because I don't know. I don't like Sakamoto Days. It didn't do nothing for me. And I hate it because everyone likes it but me. I don't know. I tried. I couldn't get... And I wanted to get back into my happy marriage. I couldn't get back into it. I don't know why. I thoroughly enjoyed the first season. But for whatever reason, since the second season has been out, I just have not been able to get myself back into it. I don't know. And that's how I feel about Black Butler too, because I've been hearing people say like, oh, you know, there's gonna the green. I think they say it's the Green Witch arc. I think everyone's all like, oh, the Green Witch arc, the Green Witch arc is about to get an anime adaptation or some shit like that. Like, oh, it's about to come out, and I'm just like, oh, what? First of all, the little 12-year-old in me is just blown away that Black Butler is even being continued, let alone the animated series version of it. But like, I'm like, what? There's a Green Witch series, what, or arc, huh? Green Witch? What are people talking about? And so I'm sitting here, kind of going down a TikTok rabbit hole, like trying to figure out what the fuck is this Green Witch arc that people are talking about. I still don't really know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. All I know is I see that there's this little black haired German girl and this old dude who's her. Well, I don't know if he's old. I don't know. This older. I'm gonna say like this older dude who's clearly her servant or something, and like I don't know, and apparently some people ship that little German girl with Ciel, and some people would rather ship him with his fucking cousin. I don't want to hear no fucking product at a time. I don't want to fucking hear it, bruh. It's amazing to me that people are like, I would rather ship him with his cousin, his blood related cousin. I would rather support incest than this fucking ship. And I'm just like, you know, because literally while I'm trying to figure out what in the hell this Green Witch arc is, like season is, while I'm trying to figure out what it even is, it's TikTok. So naturally, I'm seeing nothing but like ship wars everywhere, and I'm just like, people really don't want him with this little German girl for some reason. And when I kind of was nosy, it was like, okay, well, why do people hate this legal non-incestuous ship so fucking bad? Why do they hate it so bad? Bruh, when I looked into it, when I say people were coming up with the dumbest, pettiest reasons to try to make it make sense why they didn't like this ship, or at least what I've seen so far, is it's giving petty, it's giving stupid, it's giving fucking Puritan police. Oh, she's like, what, 2 years younger than him? I think, like, 2 years younger than him? Meanwhile, it's suggested that Elizabeth is 2 years older than him. So I'm like, there's no way you're citing the age gap to be the difference, or to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, when it's kind of just like, okay, but Elizabeth is not that much, like she's not the same age as him. You know that, right? Like, she's older than him, or at least it's implied to be. I don't know, man. So it's like the age gap is not gapping. And I don't know what else to tell you. The age gap is not gapping. So people complaining about the age gap, I'm like, the age gap is damn near non-existent. Well, it's not non-existent, but it's nowhere near as bad. I've seen people talking about them, oh, it's such a big age gap. Motherfucker, they're 2 years apart. They're both they would literally both be going to school together, at least depending on their ages. But like they're in that same age group. Like, they may not be the same age, but they are definitely within each other's range. So I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like, damn, I've been missing a lot since I've like not been a part of the Black Butler fandom, because that's crazy. But nevertheless, I mean, frankly, I want to get back into Black Butler because I'm very curious about that Green Witch arc series. Like, I'm really curious about it. And so it's because of that I'm like, I kind of want to get back into Black Butler just in general. But I feel so bad that this is the case, but like, I kind of don't really care for it anymore. It's kind of like frustrating, because it's like, a part of me is so curious about not even just the Green Witch arc, but I'm also curious about the arc that's like currently being animated. I forgot what it's called, but it's like the boarding school. I'm going to call it the boarding school arc because I don't remember what it's properly called, but like, I'm so curious about both the preparatory school arc and the Green Witch arc, and it's because of that I want to get back into Black Butler. But like, I also understand their TikTok love and hate relationship with that app, man. Love and hate relationship. But through TikTok comments, I figured out that there's just so much about the Black Butler like franchise that I feel like I kind of would like prefer to know before I try to just straight up watch the school arc or the Green Witch arc whenever the fuck that comes out, because it's like, there's so much that I need to know. Like, spoilers. I will put a number that you can skip to if you don't want to be spoiled. Okay, so anyway, apparently there's like, okay, so apparently Ciel is like a twin, and I don't remember who actually died and who, okay, well, no, actually, okay, girl, okay, so apparently Ciel is a twin, and I'm pretty sure the Ciel that we are familiar with, that we actively are following the story of, is the quote-unquote fake Ciel, in the sense that he's not a fake person per se. I mean, he is the other twin. He is the other twin whose name we do not know, or at least I don't know. And that twin who survived, unlike the quote unquote real CL who died, that surviving twin decided to take the name of his late brother. I don't know why. I'm missing context, so I don't know why. And I don't care about being spoiled, so if somebody could like tell me in the comments, please. But anyway, that's all I know so far. Which is not a lot, as you can see. That's not a lot. And I don't know, the kind of person that I am is like, if I'm gonna get back into something that's like a continuing series, if it's been such a long time, which it has been since I've seen like the original season or first few seasons or just whatever, I often desire to kind of start from the beginning, basically so that I can just have a refresher. But because there's so much content from the manga that gets left out English, I can speak it. But because there is so much content from the manga that gets left out from the anime adaptation, I'm kind of just like, I should probably watch, or not watch, but I should probably read the manga. But the issue is that oh my gosh, there's so much that I have to read, and it's been really difficult trying to get myself into it. I think what I want is somewhere where I can read just like a super comprehensive summary of like everything that has happened in the manga, so that I can just watch the current season and then the next one and not feel bad. I don't know. So that's probably what, I don't know. So that's something that's been on my mind. It also just occurred to me, touch starved. I want to talk about that while it's actually on my mind. Because I'm recording this video super late, today is actually the day where the touch starved visual novel, if you haven't played it, you gotta go play that thing. I was originally going to make a video about it like many months ago. I ended up not doing it. But this moment is gonna kind of sort of make up for that. If you have not played the touch starved visual novel, you gotta go play it. You gotta do it. Anyway, the demo is getting an update today, and I am so excited. Speaking of excited, I'm also very excited about the development progress. That's the word I was looking for. Progress of both Our Life, Now and Forever. Oh my gosh, amazing visual novel. You gotta go play that. Amazing Amare game. You gotta go play that. You gotta play it, okay? You got to. Oh my goodness. Now and Forever. Also, there's a third one. That's what it, Fields of Mysteria. I have a love-hate relationship with the game because it's like I bought it early access, and so it's like there's so many times I'm playing the game where I'm just like, I just wish like more stuff happened, and so I probably wouldn't feel so bored or like I need to make stuff for my character to do. But then I also remember Latrina. And this is an early access game. It's not going to play like a finished product, and I have to remind myself of that. But despite sometimes feeling a little bored, I love the game so bad. Like, I love the characters, I love the world, I love the potential, I love what I think at least is the vision. And I don't know, it's giving Roots Apache, but like instead of taking place in some sort of like Stone Age, it's taking place in this like super high fantasy kind of world, and I don't usually like high fantasy as a genre, just like period. Whether it's like in literature, in film, in video game, I generally don't like high fantasy, but there are some things that are just exceptions, and Feels Mysterious is definitely one of them. I've been loving the progress being made on that. Oh, excuse me. I've been loving the progress that's been made on that game, and I don't know, I'm just excited to see where it goes in the future. I'm very excited, and I don't know, I look forward to it. And this is so totally random, but I just want to talk about it anyway before I just end the video and just go to sleep because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired out here. I'm getting tired. I have been okay. So, can anyone please give me some recommendations on like alcoholic beverages that are like sweet? Because I don't like tasting the alcohol much, if at all, when I'm drinking. So like if somebody could give me some recommendations, that would be great. I used to be a big wine girly, and I would go crazy for some, like, I don't know, some probably like flavored wine. So like blackberry flavored wine, pineapple flavored wine. What else have I had before? I don't know, like strawberry flavor, right? And I also really enjoy, but honestly, who like does not enjoy what is it? It's something like rosé, like black rosé. Yes. Who the fuck does not like black rosé? If you don't like black rosé, put a broken heart in the comments. Like, what? Black rosé. There's the other rosé, but it's like slipping my mind. I love those wines. I do. But these days, girl. Jimbos, Jimbobs, Jimbobinas. When I say I've been going fucking crazy for mimosas, I literally bought myself in the last few days probably like 3 bottles of champagne, 3 to 4 bottles of champagne. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I finished every single bottle within the last few days. Like, I can't have that shit on hand, man. Having that shit on hand makes me drink like I'm a fucking alcoholic. I don't ever get drunk, which is almost disappointing, but it's like, I don't know, man. That shit's been super good lately, though. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Just let me know. What kind of alcoholic beverages, homemade or otherwise, have you been into lately? What kind of taste do you prefer? What kind of taste are you like looking to try to possibly get into? Just let me know. Also, if you're working on creative projects, talk a little bit about your creative projects, because like I need my creative juices to get flowing so I can work on all these projects. And I might get a little bit, I don't know, inspired if I can see that other people are also struggling but surviving that creative block kind of thing as I am. It's just nice to have that kind of company and spirit, to just know I'm not the only creative who's like struggling to figure out how to do shit. So let me know about your own creative projects too, and I and everyone else in the comments, we can give you encouragement because we all need it, honestly. And just, I don't know, tell me about something that you're getting into or want to get into or trying to get into but couldn't. Tell me a little bit too about what's been going on with you. Like, this ain't gotta be just catching up on me. Let me catch up on you. Like, what have you been up to? And what have you been doing in the past few months that I just been living life? Let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to end this video here before I talk y'all's head off and it gets even longer and I get even sleepier. So yeah. Damn, it's been so long. I don't even know how to end these videos anymore. So I'm just gonna wing it. If you like what you heard and if you enjoy what you saw, like, comment, share, subscribe for more. I am XL Latrina, but you can just call me Latrina. And I will see you guys in the next video. So all of you have a wonderful, 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 wonderful night.